diverse, deep, converging, and indicating multiple ways in which imagination and creativity will deliver values. We heard process and we heard defy the process. But the common thing that ran was that there has to be a value that has to be created at the end of it. And what that value is of consequence. So thank you so much, Malika, for doing this for us. Completely honored. Thank you, everybody. But before we conclude, on behalf of the entire MICA fraternity, I'd like to extend a memento to each one of you on the dais here. So to start with, may I request MICA Director and CEO, Ms. Jaya Deshmukh, to offer a memento to Shekhar Kapur, and we'll all clap loud. Thank you.
What does value mean in the term of AI? Give me, who? Come on, describe value, somebody.
Value?
Well, what does that mean?
That
And,
kind.
wait, let me ask you.
Yeah.
NVIDIA today is a $4 trillion company. Let me finish. I was a chartered accountant, many of you accountants. We were told at that time that if you really like a company, the BE ratio should be 4, 5, 6, 7. It's almost 1,000 times.
Yes.
So what does that value mean? It's a myth. It's a story. All value is a story, right?
And I'll
Thank
add
you.
just one little bit, that value could all be value of happiness. And that's what we're saying. Addition, story.
Define happiness.
Oh, we do that together. Thank
Yeah,
you. Looking
that's
forward
okay.
to a
Thank
lot
you.
from you. Thank you. I'd request MICA Dean and Principal, Dr. Geeta Hegde, to thank Ms. Aparna Kumar and offer a memento. Thank you. Dr. Indraneel Banerjee, Head External Affairs and Growth at MICA, to offer the memento to Malika. And finally, me, Ruch Tiwari, Faculty and CMO at MICA. I have the privilege of offering a memento to Suraj. Thank you, everybody. You were a great audience, but it's not over. Thank you, everybody. We shall soon get into the heart of today's event. That's the meat. The much-awaited announcements. I'll request Director and CEO Jaya to please come up, and now she takes charge. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Maybe Suraj, you can still, Shekhar, you can be here.
Over to you. Pani. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Okay, should we all settle down? All right, I'm going to invite now members to come and join me for what you've been waiting for, which is the press conference. So may I please request Mrs. Ambani to please come and, no, please. Shekhar, you're back on stage. Yes, please, yes. And also customer centric, but Shekhar said we should think about the customer. So again, I want to talk about that. So in this whole thing, right, where we stand out for our bravery and our modern approach, So we have been thinking, what are these vital skills necessary as the world transforms due to AI, robotics, quantum computing, synthetic biology? What do we need to do? And our claim or our goal is to claim a full and legit stake to become a national and global leader in what we are strong in, which is in this new way of doing things and integrating everything that we do with creativity. So we took a stance. We completely revamped our curriculum, our pedagogy, our research, and our institutional systems. And I personally believe that the future belongs to those who will break the system that they currently exist in and who will look for something new. And we've never shied away, as an institution as MICA, we've never shied away from embracing new challenges, and that is exactly what an educational institution should do. We should be breaking boundaries, pushing boundaries. So, with that preamble, I'd like to thank you very much for coming and participating in MICA celebration. I would like to invite our chairperson of the MICA Foundation, Mr. Ambani, to make a few announcements about our future. Thank you.
Hello everybody. Mr. Shekhar Kapur, Mrs. Aparna Kumar, Mrs. Malika Rodriguez, Mr. Surja Kishore, Mr. Ram Kumar Ramurthy, Jaya, and my team at MICA, friends from the media and distinguished guests. A very good afternoon to all of you. I am delighted to be here today with all of you to share another milestone in the evolution of MICA. This fine institution was established 3 decades ago, as Jaya just mentioned, to nurture creative leaders, to operate at the intersection of marketing, culture, and communication. Creativity, when thoughtfully applied, is not merely an aesthetic pursuit, but a powerful economic force. True creativity is not just born of intelligence, but of imagination. And when our imagination knows no bounds, the impossible becomes infinitely possible. Harnessing the power of artificial intelligence can further fuel this imagination. The world is changing, and so must education. This changing new order demands radical shifts in the way we develop leaders and thinkers of the future. Thus, always ahead of the curve, MICA has taken an ambitious step of setting up a new school within its umbrella. It gives me immense pleasure and pride to announce the launch of the School of Applied Creativity at MICA. This school is not about creativity as an art alone. It is about creativity as strategy, as a competitive advantage, as an enterprise. It is about applying imagination to real-world problems and turning bold ideas into purposeful business values. Starting from the academic year 2026, we will offer a postgraduate program in media courses, content, and entertainment. And then, of course, courses in applied creativity and innovation and creative and cultural industries. These postgraduate and doctoral level programs, postgraduate and doctoral level programs to cater the need of the country, the growing demand from the industry. We shall also be offering master classes and certification courses immediately. Friends, it is a singular honor and privilege for me to welcome Mr. Shekhar Kapur, my dear friend and old colleague. We come from the same fraternity. Of course, he was a CA before he came into the industry. But we both belong to the Anand family, if I can put it in a very holistic way, that I was introduced by Devanand and he's Devanand's nephew. So we have something in common there. So I'm really happy and feel very privileged to invite him here. He is a globally recognized creative genius and an AI philosopher, I believe, as the chief mentor of the school. And I'm really happy to have him on board. Thank you, Shekhar, for coming on board. We now embark on an incredible new chapter in our journey. From a school of communication and marketing to a global center for creativity-led leadership, future making and human AI symbiosis, a place that ignites imagination. Indeed, imagination is the strategic currency of the future. And I truly believe tomorrow belongs to those who can imagine with capability, courage, and creativity. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. It's a subject that's not so well versed with. I'm not so well versed with, but I'm happy to be here and meet you guys. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And now I would like to invite Mr. Ramkumar Ramamurthy to make our next level of announcements. As you're aware, this whole conversation around AI requires something deeper and more meaningful.
Yeah, let me finish the question.
Gigi.
Now, after attending the meeting, after hearing with all these top people, I come to know that what is school of ideas. So before I ask something, with due respect to all of you, the thing is that everywhere the question is coming out about the AI, that is artificial intelligence. Now, when we were given to understand we have come in this world, God has given us chance to come in this world. But now here the AI has come. First of all, I want to know who has made this word AI.
I'm sitting with the best professionals and experts. I am a promoter, I'm a chairperson, but my understanding of what they do and what they teach come in. I'm not an educationist, but I feel very privileged and fortunate to be heading this institution, because it's always good to work with very good quality professionals. तो आप माइका के बारे में बोलेंगे तो मैं ये जवाब देंगी आपको.
Jen, you going to add to it?
I'll add one more thing. जब मैंने ये position accept की तो I did mention to my husband that you want me to do this, but मेरे में इन चीजों के लिए कोई समझ नहीं है. I have never done this work before, and he said, no, you start, you can get the best people. And then I realized कि एक दिन my father-in-law had said to me when I was going to start some work in Ahmedabad in our textile division, and he said, you know, you've got very good taste, you should learn to go and design and things like that over there. And I said, I've never done it, Papa. And he said, you know what? You have to work with the best professionals, hire the best professionals, and you will be able to get to where you want to be. So I think it's very important that people are well versed with the subject, run the subject, and do what they have to do.
If you can hear me, can everyone hear me?
Jen recording. Yeah.
So आपने जो क्वेश्चन पूछा वो बराबर है. मराठीत बोलू that is better. तर आपल्याला असं वाटतं की AI सोसायटीमध्ये काय होईल, सोसायटी डिस्टर्ब होईल का, आपल्याला जे वाटतं आपल्या स्वतःच्या बद्दल ते काहीतरी बदलेल का, पण असं नाहीये. ऍक्च्युली काय होईल की आपल्याला हा विचार करावा लागेल की आपण आहोत कोण आणि आपल्याला मजा कशात येते, आपल्याला स्वतःची व्हॅल्यू कुठे दिसते, आपल्याला त्याच्याबद्दल खूप विचार करावा लागेल. आणि एज्युकेशन प्लेज अ व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट रोल टू शो दॅट मिरर की आपण आहोत काय आणि आपल्यात काय केपेबिलिटी आहे. आम्ही अबाउट म्हणजे एक क्रेडिट म्हणतो म्हणजे 10 तास आम्ही AI फिलॉसॉफी शिकवतो आणि त्या AI फिलॉसॉफीमध्ये हे शिकवतो की अकाउंटेबिलिटी म्हणजे काय, राईट? आपण रिस्पॉन्सिबल AI म्हणजे काय, एक व्हॅल्यू जजमेंट म्हणजे काय. कारण की फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम इन द हिस्ट्री ऑफ मॅनकाइंड आपण जजमेंट किंवा कॉग्निटिव्ह डिसिजन मेकिंग वी आर आउटसोर्सिंग टू अ मशीन. तर आपल्यातनं काढून, माणसातनं काढून आपण मशीनमध्ये टाकतो. तर हे आपण कधीच पहिले केलं नाही की तुम्ही असं जज करा की हे बरोबर आहे की नाही. हे आपण माणसातच ठेवलं ना, आपण कधी मशीनमध्ये नाही टाकलं. पण आता आपण तसं करतोय. तर मग हे कसं करायचं? हाऊ डू यू ट्रान्सलेट इट सो दॅट द मशीन बिकम्स मॉरली एथिकली करेक्ट? आणि ते आम्ही शिकवतो बिफोर वी टीच मशीन लर्निंग, डीप लर्निंग, न्यूरल नेटवर्क्स.
Thank you. Yes, please. Yeah. Yeah, I see you. Can we pass the mic to the lady?
Ma'am, this is Mandana from India. Sorry, I got late before. So I wanted to know, like, AI, you all will teach, of course. But the thing is, will it make the humankind more lazy and everything will be dependent on machines itself? And the thinking also of the people, like, they will depend on machine. So it has an advantage and disadvantage also. Now, all majority people will think, and then we do. So,
I'm going to ask Ram and Shekhar.
Yes, that's a good reason.
I think if you look at the history of technology, a lot of these technologies have enabled human beings to do better. But with AI, it's fundamentally going to drive a non-linear way of thinking in the marketplace. See, historically, if you look at whether it's electricity or whether it's police and any of those, they have only enhanced what the muscle or a human body could do. Whereas with AI, your brain power is going to be amplified and extended because the way you think will actually get further augmented. So there are certain types of jobs that could potentially go away. Fine, but then there are newer, higher order jobs that would actually come your way because of the augmentation of your critical thinking. These are not the jobs that we can even potentially think of today, but these are jobs that we will eventually create. Second, AI will challenge the notion of what jobs are. That Meta had made an offer to an individual with a signing on bonus of $100 million. Can you imagine an individual being paid $100 million as signing on bonus? We have never heard. Find the wealthiest lady in UK probably gets paid more than what Tim Cook of Apple gets paid. So when individuals can probably think beyond the boundaries of thinking, I'm getting a little philosophical, fine, but it is going to extend and amplify brain power to a point where you can create newer opportunities in the market. I'm consciously not calling them jobs, fine, and it's only going to enhance, amplify, extend the human brain power. I get a feeling that the level of entrepreneurship in countries that adopt AI will go up exponentially, and the traditional models of employment will actually disappear. We are in the thick of it, and therefore we don't realize it. But once you step back, you will see what's happening around us.
While you were talking, I was watching. There was outside. There's a guy who, he's laying the table. That's his job, right? Ask him if he enjoys this job. His answer will be no. Ask him if he wants to do a more interesting job. His answer will be yes. I was sitting with the CEO of one of the world's largest corporation. He was saying the same thing. What will happen to jobs? He runs an corporation. So, I think we're sitting here for breakfast. Wow, एक औरत है, उसकी उम्र होगी 40-45, she's cleaning. And all she's doing is waiting for us to leave so that she can finish her job. So मैंने कहा, देखो Jen, is she enjoying her job? The answer was, of course she's not. I said, you just talked about 90% of the people that we prescribe, ये आपकी job है, ये करो. AI will relieve that. AI will let go of the person that's doing a job that they told them he can go home or something and discover what they are. They discover their own potential. So I told her, I said, Chen, your job's the problem. You should watch out for your job because they won't want to work for you anymore because you give them jobs that they don't want to do. Because it's job to करनी है ना. AI will give them more potential. I told you, my cook, he said, Nilesh, tu hai yahan, khada ho ja. My attendant. He wrote the best thing of Mr. India too. अरे निलेश नहीं है वो भाग गया. उसको पता है मैं. I will always call him because he did do that. So everybody, every human being will now, through AI, when they have access to it, find what they are most creative at. Find what they are best at. तो कब छोड़ दो ये job नहीं, वो CEOs better worry about their jobs because nobody will want to work for them now if they say job, right? Okay, thank you.
Hi, so we have a few journalists who are witnessing this virtually throughout the country. So we have a couple of questions from them. I think many of them have already been answered. So I'll just ask a couple which, which I think are still left to be, or there's more to add. So I think one question was, how is this course designed to provide career boost for students, who are interested in AI? I think many ways it has been answered, but if anything, Jaya ma'am or anybody else would like to add.
Yes, I'll invite the dean and I'll Geeta.
So add on to whatever was said, the thing is that
मुझे क्या जरूरत है किसी एक्टर को ले वो तो 70% तो लोग ले जाएंगे मैं क्यों मैं AI से कहूँगा कि ऐसा मुझे एक बहुत अच्छा खूबसूरत एक लड़की बना दो एक बहुत खूबसूरत लड़का बना दो फिर मैं देखता हूँ अच्छा ये ठीक नहीं वो ठीक नहीं फिर उस केस को यूँ मैं AI बना दूँ आप में कितने we know that 50% of all the influencers or those beautiful people they're not real. They're AI created. So now we'll have movie stars that are AI created. आज मतलब परसों नहीं कल आ रहे हैं मैं देख रहा हूँ सब कर रहे हैं म्यूजिक वीडियोस आ रहे हैं they are AI created. अच्छा how many मैं एक बात पूछूं how many people have met Tom Cruise in their life? Raise your hand. How do you know he's real? Why? Because you've seen him in movies, two-dimensional. You've seen him in, giving interviews, two-dimensional. Tom Cruise went to Wimbledon, two-dimensional. How do you know he's real? So in the world of AI, now we'll be creating my own movie stars, our own movie stars who will go to Wimbledon, will go to every premiere because I can do it. I can make it very real for you. So the question is wrong now. In the future, that's how much the world is changing. And is giving me the tools of creating new people. अब हम महाभारत में कहते थे ये आए कृष्ण किसने देखा है कृष्ण है ना हम तो बना रहे थे ये कृष्ण right okay sorry I can go on with this thanks.
So I think thank you everyone for your questions and this panel for the answer and it was extremely insightful and I think you covered more and beyond what we thought we would. That's why we're getting headed towards the end. Just wrap up. Thank you. All of us and maybe
Yes, thank you so much. So first, thank you, media people, for all the interest you showed. It was you who got to show up. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Shekhar. Thank you, Ram. Thank you, Jaya. Thank you, Geeta. Excited. Lots of work for us. Please keep following us. Thank you. We'll head for lunch.
So to make these announcements, Ram.
Thank you, Jaya, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. As a proud member of the MICA Governing Council, it's both a privilege and an honor to be with you at this transformative phase during the 34-year journey of MICA. For over 3 decades, as Jaya just mentioned, MICA has evolved with the changing times and has demonstrated leadership through creativity, communication, and innovation. Today, with the newer digital technologies, especially artificial intelligence, changing both the what and the how of business, government, society, and education, MICA is responding both with conviction and clarity. We recognize that there is this structural shift that's driving the reimagination of everything. You saw that discussed in the panel a few minutes back. And we are taking steps to embrace these changes and make it a part of the MICA DNA. I've said often that all of us need to ask this question. If I were to do this all over again, how would I do it? To be stuck in the past is not the answer for the future. So this academic year, we have implemented a comprehensive curriculum redesign with AI and its applications at the core of every course spanning products, customers, and brands, while appreciating the fact that in some cases, customers or consumers could be bots and humanoids. Each course is anchored on 4 pillars: the fundamentals, the real-world applications, the tools and platforms, and finally, the evolving influence of AI on that discipline and where relevant at the intersection of disciplines. The one thing that we are acutely aware of is innovation today is happening across disciplines at the interstitial nodes, or not within those individual disciplines. We have rolled out an all-faculty upskilling program on AI to empower them with the latest pedagogy, tools and models, and immersive learning experiences. We are also initiating international research collaborations to advance global knowledge exchange for creating India-specific models and frameworks aligning with our commitment to the India AI mission. With that, let me announce the formation of the MICA AI Advisory Board, a very diverse, eclectic, highly accomplished panel drawn from academia, the world of technology, the world of entrepreneurship, working with startups, with industry, as well as people involved in public policy. These experts will guide our journey and ensure that MICA continues to nurture creative leadership in this age of imagination. Let me quickly walk you through the names of people who have been drawn from across the globe. Neeraj Nirmal from Amazon Artificial General Intelligence. Don Brockswich, who's in charge of responsible development and innovation with Google DeepMind. Vivek Ganotra, formerly with Salesforce and currently the co-founder of Sentisum. Of course, Shekhar Kapur, who needs no introduction to this audience, and thanks Shekhar for being the chief mentor for the School of Applied Creativity. Maya Indra Ganesh.
Ram, may I request you to please join us? So thank you so much. So hello everyone, thank you all for coming. Let me begin by welcoming the chairperson of the MICA Foundation, Mrs. Tina Ambani. Thank you for making time from your busy schedule. We really appreciate this and thank you for supporting us, as you always have. A very warm welcome to Mr. Ramkumar Ramamurthy. He's a member of our MICA's Governing Council. He's partner at Catalinks and former CFO of Cognizant India. And Mr. Shekhar Kapur, who all of you already know, so I don't need to introduce you. He's known for his creative genius. And, lately, for the past few years, he's an AI philosopher, which has been an interesting turn of events. And I am Jaya Deshmukh. I'm the director and CEO of MICA, but I like to introduce myself as who I really am, which is I am from the first batch of MICA, and I'm really proud of being a MICAN. So thank you so much for being here. I also extend a warm welcome. I know Ruchi did this to Aparna, Suraj, and Malika, distinguished guests. Malika is also a fellow MICAN, so there are quite a few fellow MICANs here in the audience supporting us, so thank you so much for coming over. This is truly a landmark day in the 34-year history of MICA. And before I begin my opening remarks, I wanted to extend my congratulations to the foundation trustees, foundation representatives, president of MICA's governing council members, over 100 plus faculty that work in MICA, that teach at MICA, over 250 recruiters who recruit from MICA, over 4,000 alum, yes, that's how many MICANs are out there, scholars, current students and staff. We are here today due to your contribution and your love for MICA, so a big congratulations to all of you. So MICA was set up in 1991 as a school for marketing, advertising and communication, a different school of thought, and it encouraged out-of-the-box thinking amongst its students. So when I was a student there, tagline was "The language begins here." And we were taught by stalwarts, right? And our foundation, and some of us are from the early batches of MICA, was to be a rebel, to go against the norm, to have our voice heard. So we were different right from the start. And foundational to MICA is the belief that storytelling matters. And probably the one thing that our professors constantly told us, that it's great to have a brilliant idea, but without a brilliant expression and execution, it is pointless. So what happens at MICA is that when you come there and you land there, it's bubbling with joy, ideas, creativity, different kind of thinking. And then you'll see, a lot of us sitting down and saying, how do we make this real? So over the years, MICA has shaped into a name to reckon with in marketing, communications, creativity, strategy, product management, and more recently into this whole digital space. Over the past 10 years, a lot of us are working in those areas. Now we've managed to do this because we've got a very rigorous admissions process, and someday I'd love to share what we do, because what we test for is not just analytical ability, we test for critical thinking, but what really differentiates us is can we think out of the box? The thing that Shekhar talked about, uncertainty, ambiguity, can we untether ourselves from the past? So our admissions process actually tests for that. And apart from that, we build spaces and resources to experiment. So a lot of experimentation happens at MICA. We create strong partnerships and collaborations with the industry. A lot of what is taught at MICA is theory and application, and the applications come straight from industry. That's why we've got Suraj here. He's an example of a lot of, industry inputs into our curriculum and pedagogy. And this has resulted in a year-on-year track record of, amazing placements, 100% most of the time, rising percentages of pre-placement offers, steady increase in average salaries, and of course, rankings matter. I know the pyramid is getting flat, but we still have to deal with some operational things such as NIRF rankings. So amongst all private management institutes, we now rank number 8 all India. Our postgraduate programs, our FPM programs, our MBA and PhD equivalent, given to us by AICTE and NIU and NBA. So, we've been working really hard. But at MICA, we don't rest on our past laurels, and you'll see that, when we're doing really well, we want to go and innovate, we want to do something different. And so we spent all of last year taking some time to craft the strategy for the next 5 years. Well, the roadmap is ready and we are ready to go. So what we did was to commission, being a good school, and we wanted information and data. Right? So we commissioned a big study, comprehensive, like I've been scared to use the word, but we did do that. to understand how corporates, recruiters, alum, peer faculty, so faculty from peer institutes, how do they look at MICA and MICAs? And it was very interesting. So that they said that across all institutes, and yes, we did benchmark ourselves with the IIS and ISB as well, across all institutes, all, MICA and MICAs rate number 1 when it comes to dealing with ambiguity. And I think that is such a crucial differentiator. We are number
Ganga Ganapati, who is a publicist statement and a member of the MICA GC. Himanshu, founder and CEO of Six Factor Consulting. Suhan Mukherjee, who is a partner from BLR Chambers and a founder member of the governing board for the Cloud Computing Innovation Council of India, and was also an expert advisor to the Prime Minister of India on public information infrastructure. In fact, Suhan is in the audience. Suhan, if you could probably get up. Thanks, Suhan, for being a part of this advisory panel. And I'm also part of this AI advisory panel. So this is a panel that will serve for an initial period of 3 years and will act as a strategic partner both to the director and the dean of MICA and the entire executive leadership team. This board will advise MICA on its strategy. You've heard Shekhar talk about the need for humans to be more human. And I think that strategic positioning is extremely critical to MICA on the road forward. Integration of AI across curriculum and pedagogy. We will have a discussion on the democratization of knowledge. And in that context, how is it that we need to probably approach both curriculum and pedagogy? Development of opinion papers on thought leadership around AI. And finally, catalyzing research initiatives on international collaborations. I think Aparna spoke about bias around responsible and ethical AI. And those are areas of immense interest to MICA and the board to drive this chapter. Together with the newly launched School of Applied Creativity, MICA is committed to being a school of ideas with a difference. And we have actually captured the voice of some of the board members of this AI Advisory Council. And may I request the video to be played now.
Hi everyone, Gov is original, but they are also building on the shoulders of others and drawing from the world around them. It is the striving to be original that is human. AI, on the other hand, just always only wants to be correct.
This is Neeraj Nirmal. I'm a technology professional with over 8 years of experience working with big tech companies like Microsoft and Amazon. Currently, as a senior technical program manager at Amazon Artificial General Intelligence, I support the development of AI models for the company. These include speech and audio models for products.
Yeah, I take you. Ma'am, I'm taking you. Yeah, Shekhar also.
Yes, yes.
Come.
Shekhar, come for lunch. Can go from here. This is-